David Gregory and Chuck Todd are going to yuck it up on one of the Sunday shows here, talking about the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. And notice what they call for. But more importantly, notice how and why they call for it.
This is a conversation about Obama's leadership, pure and simple. This is a major test for whether the rest of the world, particularly bad actors, take him seriously when he says to not do something, Chuck Todd. Yeah. The Washington Post editorial that I've been looking at this morning, their lead editorial says this: it took Vladimir Putin less than a day to trample on President Obama's warning against a Russian military intervention in Ukraine. The U.S. now faces a naked act of armed aggression in the center of Europe by a Russian regime that is signaling its intent to steamroller this U.S. president and his allies. Mr. Obama must demonstrate that can't be done. And he said, don't do it for 10 days.
And this is not the first time with Putin. Putin acts, Obama warns. Putin acts, Obama warns. I mean, this is a pattern that he can't afford to stay in here and just continue to warn. You heard John Kerry, more warnings. I've talked to some folks. There are some moves they could make and could make right now. They're not active war moves. They are immediate economic sanctions. Russia's largest banks are state-owned banks. You could choke them economically in a hurry. You've got the largest energy company in Russia is a close pal of Putin. There are things they could do. The idea of kicking out of the G8, just do it. Just suspend it, move, start the meeting. That was the sense that you're wondering, why isn't the president out there saying, okay, we have made these moves. He's done this. You know, it was before it was trying to play some diplomacy, but they've got this 24 hour, and you hear John Kerry with more warnings. I think that they know that he's got to act, no more just issuing very harshly worded statements.
But Tina Brown, look.
You have no idea how much I wish I was sitting at that table when they were having the conversation. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So there's a problem between Ukraine and Russia, and David Gregory declares, as if it's some sort of fact, well, this is about Obama's leadership here. No, it's not. No, it's not. So if you're standing outside of a bar, relaxing, smoking a cigarette, chatting with some friends, hitting on some women or whatever, and two guys who you're not close with, maybe you've seen them before, but you don't really know them, right? They start fighting. All of a sudden, somebody can step up and say, "This is about your leadership here. Why aren't you doing anything?" Because they got nothing to fucking do with me. What are you talking about? What? I should just jump in there? That's so uniquely American, and it's so arrogant. Are they having that conversation in Denmark right now? Are they sitting around in Sweden going, well, what should we do about this? This is really about our leadership and what should be done. No, people, what the fuck? Why are you talking about that? What are you saying? The populations of those countries would unanimously be like, shut the fuck up, you silly human beings. That's got nothing to do with us. Now, look, to explain the situation in Russia and Ukraine better, should Vladimir Putin be invading Crimea, which is part of Ukraine? No, he absolutely shouldn't be. Obviously, I'm against any sort of form of aggression from any nation against any other nation. Obviously, the only time you should ever use violence or invade is if it's in, a legitimate case of self-defense. That's not what's going on here. So clearly, I'm against Putin invading Crimea and getting in Ukraine. But with that being said, I mean, what are we supposed to do about it? What do you want us to do about it? They say, oh, not military options, but you can do other things. Really? Why? So let's say we do, increased economic sanctions on them. You do know that has consequences, right? You do know that it's not like Vladimir's going to go, oh, okay, well, they put sanctions on us. Okay. Anyway, what's for dinner? No, then they escalate. And they do another, violent act or threatening advance. And then what do? Well, then, if we listen to these macho douchebags, well, we have to respond. It's a test of your leadership. Just respond and escalate the situation more and get us back into another fucking Cold War. No, it's got nothing to do with us, man. What these guys need to understand is nuance. You're allowed to say, I condemn Vladimir Putin's actions in the strongest terms without doing anything further. You're allowed to be against what he's doing without taking some sort of military action or doing some sort of sanctions or escalating the situation and making it worse. Bottom line, it's got nothing to fucking do with us.